I'm going to keep this straight at the point because I know how easy it is to get lost in the hype of smart gyms. If you're on the fence about whether a high-tech Smith machine is worth the money, this review is meant to give you the kind of everyday insight that helps you decide if it really fits your routine. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the hesitation most buyers feel. You've probably seen a few Instagram videos where a sleek home gym looks like it could replace an entire commercial space, but then you wonder about the actual footprint, the learning curve of the digital system, and whether you'll actually use all the bells and whistles or just end up collecting dust. When I started digging into the Speediance Gym Monster 2S, the first thing that stood out was the claim of an AI-powered training experience. In practice, that means the machine talks to you through a built-in screen, adjusting resistance based on the reps you're completing and suggesting the next set. For someone who thrives on data-driven workouts, that can be a real confidence booster. I imagined a typical weekday evening. After work, you have a 30-minute window, you hop onto the squat rack, and the AI suggests a warm-up, pushes you through a progressive overload plan, then switches you to a lat pull-down without you needing to scramble for plates or change stations. That seamless flow is exactly the value the product promises, and it does deliver a smoother transition between exercises than a traditional rack and pin setup. Now, let's talk about space. The compact and space-saving design is a phrase that sounds almost too good to be true for a full-body station. The actual footprint is roughly the size of a standard twin mattress, which is a lot smaller than a 3-piece power cage, but it's still a permanent fixture. If you have a dedicated home gym corner or a basement area that can accommodate a 6 by 7 foot rectangle, the Monster 2S will sit nicely. In a small apartment where you need to move furniture around frequently, you'll quickly notice that while the machine folds its bar and some accessories, the main frame stays put. So the real trade-off is that you get a lot of functionality in one piece, but you still need to allocate a decent amount of floor space. One of the practical strengths I observed is the integrated digital weight system. Instead of loading plates, you select the resistance on the touchscreen and the machine's electromagnetic system does the rest. That eliminates the hassle of hunting for a 45-pound plate when you're halfway through a set, which is a genuine time saver if you're juggling a family and a job. It also reduces the risk of uneven loading that can happen when you're rushing. On the flip side, the system relies on a constant power source, so a power outage means you're back to manual weights or no workout at all. The machine does have a battery backup, but it only lasts a few minutes, enough to finish a set, but not enough for a full session if the outage is prolonged. Another real-world benefit is the all-in-one nature of the station. It includes a squat rack, bench press, lat pull-down, low row, and even a cable crossover arrangement. For a homeowner who doesn't want to buy separate pieces of equipment, this consolidation can shave thousands of dollars off a traditional gym build. I walk through a typical routine, start with squats, transition to bench press, then move straight into a cable flyall without stepping off the platform. The machine's design keeps the bar path guided, which is reassuring for beginners who might otherwise struggle with balance on a freestanding bar. However, that guided bar also means you lose a bit of the natural movement that free weights provide, which can matter for athletes training for sports that require stabilization. If you're the type who loves to track progress in an app, the Monster 2S syncs with a companion mobile app that logs each set, weight, and rep. The data is clean and easy to read, which makes spotting plateaus straightforward. For a busy professional who can't spend hours analyzing spreadsheets, that simplicity is a win. The downside is that the app's ecosystem is still relatively new, so you might encounter occasional syncing glitches or limited community features compared to more established platforms. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to be aware of if you rely heavily on software for motivation. So, who should buy this? If you're a home gym enthusiast who values guided workouts, wants to eliminate the plate-changing ritual, and has the budget for a mid-range premium piece, the Gym Monster 2S hits a sweet spot. It's also a solid fit for families where multiple members will use the equipment. Everyone can select their own weight and program without waiting for someone else to re-rack plates. For someone who enjoys structured, progressive training and likes the idea of a machine that talks you through each rep, this is probably worth the investment. Who should skip it? If you already own a full set of free weights,